Gideon Timotheus, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Excellencies, distinguished members of our two delegations, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. As we conclude this fifth session of the Joint Ministerial Committee between our two countries, allow me to express my full satisfaction with the concrete and encouraging results achieved today. I sincerely thank our distinguished officials from both delegations for their hard work, genuine dedication, and strong commitment to ensure the success of this session. Hand in hand, I believe that we have successfully played our part today, and that we have made a significant contribution towards providing our bilateral relations with more substance, particularly in the economic and technical areas of common interests. As I see it, the success of this fifth session of our Joint Ministerial Committee is mainly and most importantly threefold. We have succeeded first in terms of consolidating and enriching the legal framework governing the bilateral relations between Algeria and Ethiopia. This legal framework, whose scope did not exceed in the recent past 25 agreements, in addition to the declaration of strategic partnership, has been strengthened today by the conclusion of 13 additional legal instruments covering a wide range of new areas of promising cooperation. We have succeeded, secondly, in terms of identifying and fixing clear, concrete, and action-oriented priorities for the Algerian-Ethiopian bilateral cooperation. Many of these areas have been the focus of the legal instruments concluded today, while others have already been covered by previous agreements or will be undergoing this process in the near future. I am particularly happy to note that these priorities translate perfectly the complementarities existing between Algeria and Ethiopia in sectors such as pharmaceutical industry, food industry, agriculture, energy, mining, air transport, startups, and higher education. We have succeeded, thirdly, in terms of consolidating the strategic convergences between our two countries over all international, continental, and regional issues of common interest and shared concern. I must say that, like all our previous encounters, the thorough consultations I had today with my dear brother, Minister Gideon Timotheus, were positive and very productive. They have confirmed our attachment to our genuine and identical identity, that of strong pillars of Pan-Africanism continentally, and that of strong advocates for a rules-based global order internationally. Having said that, I invite all of us to remain committed to the Algerian-Ethiopian strategic partnership and to remain engaged in the process of preserving and further nurturing its current momentum. I am saying so because we all need to be mindful of the fact that the real success is the one that will emanate from the implementation of what has been agreed upon today. It is the one that will be translated into concrete actions of cooperation on the ground. It is also the one that will be felt by our populations and that will hopefully bring them together and much closer to each other. That is why, and before bringing my remarks to an end, I would like to insist on three important endeavors, which in my view will help us to remain focused on achieving our common goals. The first among these endeavors is that of ensuring early ratification of the legal instruments concluded today, particularly those entailing such a procedure. The earliest this procedure is accomplished, the soonest we open new avenues for diversifying our bilateral cooperation. The second among these endeavors is that of ensuring proper and regular follow-up on today's session. For that to happen, we need to keep our bilateral mechanisms fully functional and fully operational. We also need to encourage more exchanges of visits among ministers and high officials in charge of the priority areas we both agreed on today. The third and last of these endeavors concerns the urgent need to fully embark the business communities from both sides in this promising journey. They really need to be establishing their role as full-fledged components of the Algerian-Ethiopian strategic partnership. This brings me to the end of my remarks. I wish to thank you once again, my dear brother, Minister Gideon Timotheus, for your very warm welcome, for your generous hospitality, and for the fruitful and memorable session we have had today. Long live the Algerian-Ethiopian strategic partnership. Long live the Algerian-Ethiopian fraternity. Long live Africa. I thank you all very much for your kind attention.